News. You're broadcasting from Canada. My name is Sandra Asante. Now top stories. Ethiopian officially labeled the TPLF a rebel group. Ethiopia appoints new interim government of Tigray state. Nigeria kidnappers free 27 college students. This and many other stories coming up. Stay tuned. You're welcome back from the break. We start off in Ethiopia, and Ethiopia's Law House of Parliament has approved with a majority vote a resolution by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's cabinet designating the Nigerian People's Liberation Front and the Oromo Liberation Army a terrorist organization. The cabinet resolution was on 1st of May. The TPLF, dominant in Ethiopian politics for 3 decades until 2018, has been fighting with the federal government since November in Tigray state. Authorities often accuse the OLF chain of being behind attacks that target ethnic Amhara and other minorities living in the largest Oromo state. The move comes a month before Ethiopia's national elections. We are still in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian government has appointed Dr. Abraham Belli as Chief Executive of the Interim Administration of the Northern Tigray Regional State. Dr. Abraham is the current president of the ruling Prosperity Party (PP) and also served as a Minister of Innovation and Technology. He replaces Dr. Mulu Nega, who took up the post on 15th of November 2020, shortly after a military operation in the Tigray region to oust officials from the former ruling Tigray People's Liberation Front. The TPLF has since been designated a terrorist organization. Some of its key members have been arrested and others are on the run as the insurgency persists in remote parts of Tigray. Dr. Abraham's appointment comes as a federal government plan to launch an inclusive national dialogue to end the humanitarian crisis in the troubled region. The authorities have also pledged to increase security and humanitarian access as allegations of attack linked to the federal and Eritrean forces continue to be reported. We move to Nigeria and the remaining 27 students abducted. Almost 2 months ago from the forestry college in the northern Nigerian state of Kaduna have been freed. They were among 39 students seized from their dormitories by the armed criminal gang in March. A number of them had been released last month. The authority says the victims freed on Wednesday will be medically examined after suffering a longer stay in captivity since the armed criminal gang intensified mass kidnapping of students for the ransom in recent months. The release of the abducted students came a day after their distraught families protested outside the Nigerian parliament in Abuja, demanding more actions from the authorities to rescue the captives. Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, a prominent Islamic cleric who has been spearheading negotiation efforts with the various armed criminal gangs, told the BBC that he and former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo intervened to rescue and secure the release of the college student. It's not clear whether a ransom has been paid. Nigeria has seen a sharp rise of mass abduction of students since December, with more than 800 taken as security situations continue to deteriorate across Nigeria. Most of them had been released after negotiations. We are still in Nigeria, and protesters in the southern eastern Nigerian city of Enugu went into wild jubilation after a popular Catholic priest was seen hours after protests were held over his absence. Reportedly went missing just days after he called for President Muhammadu Buhari's resignation over rising insecurities in the country in a widely shared video. While it was not clear where he was coming from, Father Ejike Mbeka emerged to the protesters from the car and acknowledged cheers from the crowd. He promptly re-entered his car without making any comment. Earlier on Wednesday morning, Father Mbeka followers had marched in protest to the residence of the Bishop of Enugu, Calitax Valentine Unaga, the priest's superior. They demanded to see the priest who had been absent during the weekly mass at his adoration ministry grounds in Mene area of the city. His church workers has told faithful gatherings at his adoration grounds for a usual weekly prayer meeting that they had not seen him for the time he had told them he was going to meet the bishop 2 days earlier. He is also known to be a controversial and popular Catholic priest with a strong political views. He has been in the crosshairs of the government after he took the unusual stance against President Buhari, who had held openly supported in the 2015-2019 elections. The presidency has responded, alleging that he changed his position after his request for contract were turned down. The priest denied the allegations. We will now move to South Africa, and the ANC Magashule, the suspended Secretary General of South Africa's governing party, ANC, has hit back by seeking to suspend President Cyril Ramaphosa as president of the party. I have also, in accordance with the powers vested in me as the Secretary General of the ANC, and furthermore in the full compliance with the relevant conference's resolution, summarily suspended the President of the ANC, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa. A defiant Mr. Magashule was quoted by the local media as saying. The Deputy Secretary General of the party, Desi Duante, however, said Mr. Magashule has no authority to issue the President with a suspension letter and anyway could not do so on his own without the party's backing. Mr. Magashule said he was appealing against the unconstitutional decision to suspend him from the party and insisted that he would remain in position until his appeal was determined. The ANC suspended Mr. Magashule on Wednesday and warned that other party members charged with corruption will face the same fate if they did not resign in 30 days. Mr. Magashule has denied fraud, corruption and money laundering charges leveled against him. Thank you so much for joining me. This is where I draw the curtains on African news. I'll see you some other time.